Hi guys, today I had planned to show you a little bit of the half marathon time trial that I was due to do yesterday, Sunday, but I put it off for a day. I guess when you're watching this video, I'll be either doing or have done the time trial. If I had run it yesterday, it would have just been pressed for time. Doing it on Monday just means it'll be a little bit less stressful in getting back home and getting back into work mode. I'm really looking forward to doing this half marathon because it's going to be really interesting to line it up with the half marathon MAF test that I'm going to do in 2 weeks' time. It'll just be interesting to weigh them up beside each other in relation to time, I guess, because obviously the time trial will be an all-out effort, whereas the MAF test will be sticking to that heart rate level. So I'm going to be really interested to see just what the difference is in not only the time, but also with the extra effort required to run at that quicker pace and how it will affect the heart rate. And in the next video, I'll show you how the time trial got on. Is it just me, guys, or am I missing something? I'm doing the half marathon time trial tomorrow as part of the Gold Coast Marathon virtual events and the big four that I'm doing, the 5, the 10, the half and the marathon. But am I missing something? I'm seeing more and more people posting stuff, not only on the Gold Coast virtual events, but also other virtual events where they're posting their moving time and not their elapsed time. Am I missing something? Because if you're in a race and that race, say you're in a half marathon race and that race starts at 9 o'clock and you've crossed the finish line at 11 o'clock, that's 2 hours is your time. But I'm seeing people who are, say, for an example, starting at 9 o'clock and finishing at 11 o'clock over a half marathon distance, but somehow they're posting their times of 1:45. I don't see how that works, guys. Like, if you're in a race, you don't get the luxury of stopping your watch and tying your shoelaces or jumping into the bushes for a personal stop or stopping on the corner for a chat with the spectators and then restarting the watch and getting that moving time. Your official time is your elapsed time, and I don't think it's fair that some people are posting elapsed times when they're actually taking a lot longer. Anyway, maybe it's just me, guys, but you know, I think if you're going to go into these sort of things, then you should probably play by the rules. That's just my little rant, I suppose. Maybe this is why some people don't do these virtual events, because they get a little bit disheartened when they see people who are using their moving time instead of their elapsed time. Come on, guys, it's not that hard. Start the watch, do your run, stop the watch, that's your time. Simple. You know, the organisers have been good enough to put these virtual events on because of all these cancelled events because of the COVID-19. The least we can do is play by the rules, guys. So come on, how about it, hey? What do you reckon, guys? Am I overreacting? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. It would be interesting to see what everyone else thinks about this. Rant over. So guys, as you know, I do try to answer all the comments that are left on the videos, and I was answering a few comments recently and I came across one question from a gentleman, and I'm sorry, I just can't remember your name. It was a simple question of how tall am I and what is my weight? You know, I answered straight away, 178 centimeters and 65 kilos, but it just got me thinking because my wife Trish has been on my case about my weight recently. Tells me that I'm fading away, I'm getting too skinny. And also some people that I haven't seen for a while have mentioned too, they think that I'm a lot skinnier now than what I was the last time they saw them. Before I actually go into what I think are the reasonings behind that, I'm planning to do a Q&A video next week, guys. If you've got any questions for me, hit me up in the comments down below with your questions, and we'll feature them on that video next week. Any questions you'd like to ask me, shoot them through and I'll do my best to answer them. But yeah, just back to that weight issue. If you've been watching the channel for quite a while, even right back from day dot, almost 12 months ago now, you know that when I returned from the broken ankle, I started the low heart rate running. Also in those early days, Trish and I did a couple of food challenges, and the reasoning behind that was that after we returned from the Melbourne Marathon in October last year, we both felt that we'd probably overindulged a little bit food-wise and alcohol-wise, and we just needed to make a few changes. Trish has been a vegetarian for a number of years. I was still normal diet, and I think my weight was around about 80 kilos. We made a decision that after that Melbourne Marathon, when we came back home, that we would do a month raw vegan challenge. We documented that right through here on the channel. In the first few days of that challenge, I think our bodies just really threw up the white flag because we lost all energy, we were lethargic. It was tough going on that raw food in those first few days. So we came to a decision after a few days that we would alternate days between cooked and raw vegan food, and that sort of sparked us up a bit. We did about 3 weeks of that, and then the final week of that 4-week challenge we did do completely raw. I'm rambling on here a little bit, but I'm just trying to give you a bit of the background as to why I think that I've dropped so much weight. Anyway, at the end of that challenge, we both decided that we would stick with the vegan diet lifestyle. Now, for someone who had been used to a carnivorous diet all my life, like 53 years, it was tough going early on, but I had watched and read about people who had sung the praises of the vegan way of life, and also people who had experienced improvement in ailments. Also, a number of people had said they'd felt this increased energy levels, you know, and they've just felt so much better with the vegan lifestyle. Now, I'm not here to promote it one way or the other. I wanted to experience that for myself, but I must say that I didn't see a great deal of difference in the way I felt with energy levels and those sort of things early on. It wasn't until about 3 or 4 months in being completely vegan that I started to feel a little bit different in my running. I started to feel a little bit more energy boosted. I was finding that in my longer runs that I wasn't fatiguing quite as much as I had in the past. So I was really starting to see the benefits there from that vegan eating. You know, I said this early on in the channel that a few years ago, after I ran my sub 3 hour marathons, that I developed a stress fracture in my tibia. And that was a result of the fact that I have not a lot of cartilage left in my knee, and basically was having bone on bone. And at the time, the doctor had told me that the way I had been running, I would never run that way again. I'm not saying that I've disproved him, but I've had no problems with that knee or that leg, touch wood. Up to this stage, you know, I've been consistently on 100k plus weeks in 2020. Not saying it's the diet. My running does look a hell of a lot different now than it did 3 years ago before the stress fracture. I'm not doing anywhere near the amount of higher intensity stuff. You know, I'm doing a lot more low heart rate based running, and I think that's probably also contributed to it. But I've also got to give kudos to the diet as well. Anyway, I seem to have got off the track a little bit, but weight wise, I think that the amount of low heart rate, but now, before I go into this, I'm no expert on nutrition and I'm no expert on the science. You know, I think that I've got to a stage where I've trained my body to burn fat because I've been running at that low heart rate. Now, depends who you read or what you watch and whatever, to say that, you know, that's either true or not. You know, for me, that I just think that I've stripped so much fat away from the body with all this low heart rate running that I've been doing. And for all my long runs since the Tarawera Ultra Trail 50k in February, all I've done nutrition wise for those runs is have a banana before I head out the door, and I've just been taking water throughout those runs. Now, those long runs have ranged right up to, you know, 3 hours 45 minutes. So I think what I've been doing with my body is actually training it to use my fat stores in those long runs, and I think this has contributed to why I've stripped so much weight off my body. Now, I haven't been 65 kilos for, I can't remember when. I don't even think I was that light when I did the Cairns Ironman 4 years ago. So that's really all I can put it down to. Look, I eat what I consider to be quite large meals. Maybe I don't graze enough during the day. What I mean by that is that, you know, I might have lunch and then not have anything until dinner. Likewise, breakfast to lunch. So maybe I need to look a little bit more closely at grazing a little bit more to maybe replenish. But as I said, guys, I'm no expert on this nutrition side of things. That's just the reason that I think that so much weight's been stripped off me over the last few months. So in the last video, you met the coaching recipients of the giveaway that I ran on the channel earlier this month. We met 5 of those people. We met Andrew, Angela, Christopher, Eddie and Sean, and we had a few technical difficulties in getting Carl's video on the channel, but worked that out now. So here's Carl and what he wants to get out of this 8-week coaching program.
My name's Carl Stokes. I'm 53. Some previous running experience, but I'm looking to get out of the next 8-week training block just consistent, strong, progressive running. I'm not looking to break any world records or anything like that. I just want to stay fit and healthy and get stronger. Cheers.
So there you go, guys, we've got the 6. I'm in the process of getting in contact with all of them to start working out a program for them, and from time to time we'll check back in with those 6 runners to see how they're getting on with the 8-week program, and then towards the end we might get them all together on the channel and go through how they've found the program. Alright guys, that's about it. Stay safe, happy running, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you.